this is going to be my last paradigm. And this doesn't mean I'm giving up immediately, but if you contemplate Bell's law, Gordon Bell's law, every 10 years, the accumulated impact of Moore's law produces a new paradigm. And I'll be 94 10 years from now, and maybe I won't be so paradigmatic. So this is going to be my last paradigm, I believe. And it's really critical because it goes back to the first paradigm that really Carver Mead and Gordon Moore and all those figures at the beginning of the chip revolution created. This was the planar revolution in integrated circuits launched by Bob Noyce and Jean Horny and Fairchild Semiconductor, and later brought to fruition by Intel. And this was the planar revolution. And it really was launched by Bob Noyce. As we know, Jack Kilby at Texas Instruments actually designed the first IC integrated circuit several months before Bob Noyce launched his design. But, Kilby's circuit was inscribed, was on a germanium, a sliver of germanium. Several slivers of germanium. But these several slivers of germanium were not planar. They were interconnected by wires above the surface of the sliver, like power lines across the Texas prairies. It wasn't planar. It wasn't flat. And it wasn't really integrated. So Bob Noyce created the wires and switches flat on the surface of the device. The wires and switches were made of this, all laid down together on a planar circuit with the planar principle. And that was really the fundamental insight which launched the chip revolution. And now we have chips everywhere, ubiquitous microchips. They're the fundamental technology of our era. And I believe they've reached a climactic stage in which their chips are becoming obsolete. In fact, we may have to abolish chips. And this new revolution is called wafer-scale integration. And wafer-scale integration returns to the planar principle. Because what we really are experiencing today is an era resembling the IBM era, the IBM mainframe era in the 1950s and 60s, when Thomas Watson predicted that 14 mainframes could supply all the computing power we need. This was, and later the bunch arrived. This is competitors, and finally the mainframes numbered in the thousands. But mainframes were ultimately a sterile technology because they defied the planar principle. They were cathedrals of computing technologies, 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions with giant cooling facilities. They were cathedrals of computing. And there were only going to be a few hundred of them in the world, and they were going to supply all the world's computing needs. Indeed, as a famous conference in Monterey in 1956, I believe, observed that with a few weeks in the summer, we would be able to exceed human capabilities in artificial intelligence. They really were anticipating a few weeks in the summer would duplicate and transcend human capabilities in intelligence. And this was back in 1956. And the IBM era, which was supposed to be the final era in computing, was blown away by the planar principle. And Bob Noyce and Carver Mead and Gordon Moore and Horney, all these great figures really ended the IBM mainframe regime, empire. Well, now we have a new empire. It's ruled by Nvidia. And this is a fabulous achievement, Nvidia. I mean, it provides these graphics processing cathedrals and data centers around the world, and they're only expected to be a few hundred data centers, can supply all the needs of the world's computing, and they are triumphantly 3D. They represent a kind of epitome of the chip. Rather than they make great triumphal claims about the new Blackwell architecture, which will fuse 2 die together with all sorts of elaborate chiplets on top. And really, we're reaching the era of chiplets at NVIDIA. This is for training artificial intelligence, and Jensen Huang predicts a billion-fold increase in inference applications. That's the actual use of the trained AI hyperscale computers in these gigantic data centers that represent a kind of new transcendent deity. They are expected to ultimately deliver an artificial intelligence that is singular and really monotheistic. It's a new monotheism of intelligence.